Hey, welcome to another episode of Two in the Bush. I'm Chet.
I'm Kelsey.
I hope you know us by now.
I wouldn't be surprised if you don't.
I know it's been a while.
We're glad you're here.
We're glad to be here. We've taken a little hiatus. Man, life gets crazy.
It sure does.
When
you're moving,
you're
traveling, you're getting new jobs.
You get new jobs, or you're just hanging out in your room a lot.
Spend a lot of alone time.
Yep.
Not wanting to leave your house.
But we're done with all that, and today we're here with you.
Cheers. To you. Tink.
Tink. Oh, fuck. I wish we could cut all that out. But we don't
wow,
cut it.
Chet. You just go throwing around that F-bomb all the time, and I think it really makes you sound pretty unintelligent.
Did I use the F word?
Yeah, you said, wow, fuck, something.
Damn, I already messed up. I promised I was not going to curse during this episode, and that's my one and only curse. From now on, no more cursing.
No more cursing.
So you keep a tally, and you let me know if I break it.
Because, like when you're swearing every other word, it just makes you sound silly and unintelligent, like you don't have any other better words to use there.
I've heard very intelligent people use curse words. I've read writings from very...
but like, they don't sound intelligent when they're using the curse words.
Who says?
I says. And so does this random person on this Google article that I'm looking at.
Who is this?
Crystal Hayes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. She made some good points.
What'd she say?
If swearing is a default for dealing with emotions, then it doesn't reflect maturity.
Why not?
No, I don't know.
It's just a word. If you replace one word with the other, what's the difference?
But there's a cultural weight to these words.
That is a cultural construct.
Yes, and I agree. And I'm all for getting rid of that, but it's still here. So
as long as it's not a hateful word or derogatory to a group of persons, which I don't consider those kinds of words swear words. I consider those hate words.
Right.
And
so they're different.
I don't say those.
Yeah, fair enough.
But if you were to say, for instance, an F word, or an A word, or an S word, or really any other word that's not a hate word,
right?
Then
that's fine.
What is the issue?
Yeah. I think that there is something to be said for, like, using the same swear word every, 3 words in your sentence, though. Because then you're just lacking creativity and you're being very repetitive.
Well, that's a different issue, creativity.
You're right. That is a separate beast.
But I'm just saying, we need to get rid of this... Stigma culturally with these words. It's like, you say tuck, you take the T out, you put an F. What's the difference?
You didn't have to take the T out. You just add a line and you got yourself an F.
Yeah. But,
I cracked myself up with that one.
Well,
okay, move on.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, man, loosen up.
Is there any...
Loosen up.
Research out there?
Well, you've presented merely an article.
Yeah, it was just op-ed.
And I've done some research, and I found some research. And
cool.
Where'd that go? Oh, here's an article from the Huffington Post Canada.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It says intelligent people use more swear words according to study. So this is according to
to a study.
To a study and not a person. Let me find some information about this study real quick.
Tell me more.
According to a scientific study, intelligent people use swear words. More swear words, in fact. Researchers at Marist College in New York say a big vocabulary of curse words. See, a big vocabulary of curse words, you don't want to be working with 2 or 3.
Right.
You want...
a repertoire.
A whole repertoire. A higher vocabulary of curse words is a sign of higher rhetorical skill. And those who can name the most swear words in 1 minute tend to have a greater overall vocabulary.
Well, I bet you could say that about any category of words, I am assuming. Like those who can name the most this kind of word.
Let's not pick apart this wonderful study.
Excuse me. I will quit stepping all over it.
You know what? These findings actually challenge the stereotype that people curse because they can't find more intelligent things to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, go.
Oh no, I was just making.
Oh, that's the point.
But here, I can quote somebody if I may.
You may.
Oh, this is a big block of... let me just skim over this for a second.
Take your time. Take your time.
Well, it goes on to state that speakers who use taboo words understand their general expressive content, as well as nuanced distinctions that must be drawn to use slurs appropriately. The ability to make nuanced distinctions indicates the presence of more rather than less linguistic knowledge.
When you said linguistic, it reminded me of linguini.
I know, I almost came out, and I was like, no. Wrong word, sir.
I do love a good linguini.
This is what happens when you read something unprepared.
Yes. Not that we would ever go into a podcast unprepared.
I like this part here. So they had some participants, and they had to come up with as many swear words and animal names as possible in 1 minute. Mm-hmm. And they ended up coming up with 533 taboo words, including lesser-known words such as ass pirate. So, I don't know.
I don't think that's a word. Like, it's just ass. That's based on ass.
Well, a swear word, I guess.
That's like being like, oh, I can say dumbass, fat ass, ass pirate, asshole. Those are all separate swear words. But it's all ass is the swear word.
They, you may want to take this up with old Chloe Tahita, who wrote this article.
Chloe, I'm coming for you, bitch.
Because she is the one that says lesser-known words, such as ass pirate. I've never used that one myself.
I don't think I have, but I'm not going to rule it out. It could have happened.
I like ass, but I don't like pirates.
Not even Johnny Depp?
Him least of all. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he really is.
Doesn't he, beat up his woman?
Yeah, but before I knew about that...
Allegedly.
Yeah. Before I knew about that, though, I was pretty into it.
Into the Depp?
Yeah.
I like early Depp. I mean, I'm not going to say I reject all Depp. But early Depp I like. Have you ever seen the film Cry Baby?
No.
That's good.
But I would like to. That's
a good one.
Was Eating Gilbert Grape?
And indeed. That's a good one. That takes place in the bush.
Yeah.
What's another one? There's some really good ones that are just...
Yeah, just floating around in my head.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, yeah.
I used to rent that from the public library often in my hometown.
That's good. This isn't really early Depp, but it's old-ish. Sweeney Todd? Yes? No?
That's very much late Depp.
And it's from 10 years ago.
Yeah, but he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I'd say
I said it's not early Depp, but it's... Okay, this is... Before I knew that Depp beat the shit out of women, Depp.
Okay. You know what? I only know what year that came out, so... It just instinctually, it seemed like later Depp to me, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. He's an okay guy.
Yeah.
I get it.
He was never my number one, though.
No? Who's your number one?
Robert Downey Jr. Not because he's talented or anything, but just because he's, exactly the kind of douchebag that I would love.
He's had a checkered past as well.
Oh, yeah.
You love them bad boys.
I do. And he plays, the same character and everything that he's in, but it's, my soulmate, and so I'm not opposed to that.
Well, Johnny Depp does that, too.
Yeah.
He plays a weirdo.
Yeah, he's the same guy in, everything.
Plays Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm. Depp as Johnny Depp.
It is interesting where actors get to a point where they just get to that I'm just playing myself now point.
Yeah.
I don't know where that happens. It's like they have a great body of work and they just decide to do themselves,
right.
Almost a parody of themselves or whatever. And then it happens to all of them though.
Yeah.
Happened to Depp, happened to Robert Downey, happened to
RDJ.
Happened to all them great actors, Bobby D.
What?
Robert De Niro.
Oh.
I call him Bobby D. Yeah, it's just me.
That's very intimate of you.
Al Pacino's. That's Al Pacino. I've never called him that until now.
Oh, is that who?
Until now.
Yeah, I did not feel good about that.
Mr. Pacino, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I apologize.
Those guys, Chris Walken. You know that guy, Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
He just plays himself.
Yeah.
All these guys. I would do it too. They get paid well.
Oh yeah, if I could get paid to just be myself on camera.
I just be myself on this podcast.
Yeah, and we're not getting paid.
And I ain't getting paid shit. This ain't fair.
We're not very charming, apparently.
No. Anyways, that's curse words for you. Did I curse at all since I said I wasn't going to curse? I said ass pirate, but I was quoting.
Yeah, that was a quote.
Doesn't count.
I forgot to pay attention. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. What?
I said it doesn't count.
Hey. we have a listener comment.
Okay, let's hear it.
On our last review. On our last podcast.
Sure, I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I'm trying hard here. By the way, that was episode 7. We are now on episode 8.
Oof.
Cool. So our dear friend and possibly soul fan, Marlisa, commented and said the following. How many times can you use the word cunt and fuck? Too much. To hear Steph cuss was too funny. Chet, you should not be using the word cunt. No one should be using the word cunt. But I did not receive special attention in that, and I'm grateful. Sorry, back to the
I believe you also said words.
Yeah, I believe that I said it possibly more than you. However, you, Chet, should not be saying it. Anyway.
I generally don't. You rubbed off on me, what can I say?
It just sounds so no words. Steph offered nothing to let her from the bush. She was so Steph. Steph and the cat needed to leave the room, especially through the hiccup part. How you went from Steph's hiccups to hiccups and orgasms was just amazing. Chet to sneeze and fart was also almost too much for him. And to go on and on about how good it felt was just nasty. Last thing. Why the hell are you allowing people to take pictures of you? If you are uncomfortable about it, why the hell aren't you saying no? I did enjoy this episode, though. I listened to it in study hall and would have hooked my study hall up so that maybe you would have more listeners, but you guys' potty mouth was not for these young ears to hear. I will continue tuning in. Thanks.
Nice letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for clarifying that you did enjoy the episode, because I was uncertain there for a little while.
I was a little offended by the vulgarity of the letter, personally.
Yeah, I wish that you wouldn't use words like cunt and fuck in your letters to us.
So please, refrain.
I mean, especially this is on YouTube.
This is public.
So, Marlisa, if you could clean it up a little bit next time.
And those young ears, I don't even want to know what kids say today. Yeah. It's probably...
I'm sure it's words I haven't heard of.
Yeah, it's a whole new word that's probably a million times worse than that old C word.
Jack Nasty.
Jack Nasty.
I'm not having it.
So, yeah, I don't even know what these youngins say today. It's probably...
Probably ass pirate.
Yeah, that's probably where that comes from, because I ain't never heard that.
I ain't never heard of that until this day.
Until this very day.
And I did not like it.
Man, kids today are crazy with their fidget spinners and...
What's the deal with that? What's the deal?
I guess this would have been even better. Well, allegedly, it started because people said it helped kids with ADD or autism or some sort of illness, but it doesn't.
But it's just like this chunk of metal that you like
spin and like it pops. I'm an old man. I've never physically played with one, nor do I have any small children or preteens or teens in my social circles or family.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know, but it's something kids do today.
It's huge.
And it's huge. They love them. You have to, if you work at it in a retail establishment, you have nothing but a barrage of women in their mid-40s with terrible haircuts asking you where the fidget spinners are. And you have to tell them we sold out because people like you bought them.
Keep buying them.
For their children.
It is so interesting to me, like, how simple and, like, not technological these things are, because, like, I feel like for a while the big things with the youngsters were, like, you know, you had, like, those little pet things back in our generation.
Oh,
what were those?
My generation even had those.
What were those?
Oh, man.
All I can think of is Chia Pet, but that's a plant.
No, what is that? What's still... I'm gonna start saying shit. People are like, what?
Pokemon,
Digimon,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
something pet.
Pocket
All
Pet.
I can think of is
Polly
Chia Pet.
Pocket, Chia Pet. Pet Rock.
You should be driving a Chia.
Chia. Chia Pets.
Chia. It's a Giggy Pet.
Yeah, Giggy Pet. DR Chipper Mower.
You're right.
Or,
okay, but we had these, and then, like, I feel like we progressively, like, got more enhanced with the technology, with the toys the kids liked. You know, like, then they were, like, on their iPhones and shit like that, and now they're with these little, like, chunks of plastic that they're spinning around on their fingers, and that's what they're freaking out about. And it's interesting to me that we've just...
Well, it's in retaliation against the technology, and I know some people have that anti-technology philosophy. I don't have a problem with technology, and I don't have a problem with kids messing around on their...
Nice catch.
Messing around on their iPhones in class, or whatever it is these kids do today that people have such a problem with. Because, trust me, I know, you can just daydream and not hear anything the teacher said just as easy as you can look at your phone and not hear anything the teacher said.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I can be looking at my textbook and not hearing anything the teacher said.
Exactly. I did that a lot. Yeah. I'm like, I am staring at these words in this book, but I am not listening. Read them. Yeah. So and they could be looking at something interesting or enlightening on their phone.
Yeah. Well, they're freaking studying.
Yeah.
Learning a foreign language.
But I think the whole fidget spinner thing, it's kind of in response to the technology. It's like we've reached kind of a peak for the time being of what you can do with technology at school with handheld technology. So now it's probably gone back to the fidget spinner. It's like once we get to the smartphone, which you can take into class with you, like what's the next thing? Because that's gonna get boring after a while. Well, I can play whatever app. I can Snapchat with some other kid or whatever you're doing. I don't know what these kids do today. Yeah. But we've reached the zenith.
The zenith.
Right now.
But I don't see how the fidget spinner is like more exciting than just continuing to be on your social media.
Because they've never had that. They've never had a physical toy thing. This is the first time. Pretty soon they're going to start going outside. Yeah. What's old is new again.
Socializing.
It's like... When I was a kid, you had things like Pogs, or you know what Pogs are?
I'm gonna look it up though.
Look up Pogs.
Is that Pogs?
Yeah, sure. I think maybe it was a Z. It was the '90s. It's hard to say.
Oh, these little disky things?
Yeah, those little things. And you played some sort of game with them, but I never knew what that game was, so I just collected the Pogs.
This one's pretty cool.
What is it?
He says, "King of Cool."
Yeah, that is cool, yeah. But they were just like little wood cardboard things.
Little Pogs.
I don't know what you did with them. What else did we have? Of course, you always had the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, that
thing
pissed me off more than anything.
What are those fucking things with the little like pins in them and you can stick your hand in? It's like 3D.
I don't know what they're called.
Those
like
things.
A pin mold toy or something. Metal 3D pin art.
Cool. They needed an easier name. Yeah. That rolled off the tongue.
Yeah, they really needed to come up with some kind of catchy marketing.
Pogs, Rubik's Cubes, fidget spinner.
Amazon sells pin impression toy.
Still not.
Why not like pinpression?
Oh, there you go.
There you go, 1994.
If our creative genius would have been around, were you alive then?
I was 2.
All right.
I wasn't quite on this level.
A 2-year-old Kelsey and 9-year-old Chet connected business partners and created that.
Aww.
They would stay away from that.
Man, if we would have started our podcast back then, we'd be so huge by now.
Jesus. Think about, we probably would have came off way better back then. These people were pretty intelligent.
I was recently going through with my siblings and trying to remember all of our old PC games that we had.
Oh yeah.
When we were growing up. Classics.
What do you have?
We had, there was one called Chip's Challenge.
Ooh.
There was Commander Keen.
Oh, what is that?
You're like a little human in space, and you're going through levels dealing with aliens and shit like that.
Sounds cool.
There was this one skiing game that everybody had, where you're downhill skiing or something, and you try not to run into an abominable snowman. I don't know. Hit me up if you remember any of these games.
Yeah, tell me what they are.
Childhood lane, memory lane.
I had some games. I had, damn.
Oh, did you have Dangerous Dave?
Hell no, what is that?
I don't know.
It's
it's some adventure PC game, I don't know.
Oh my god, I had... Oregon Trail.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
That's some of the early stuff.
Yeah, I had those.
I had, later on, I had, like, a Duke Nukem thing. He
Don't know it.
like, shot people.
Oh, that's why. My parents were like, no violence.
Oh, well, it came just with the computer, so...
Cool.
Yeah, it was a freebie. Had a monster truck game. That was cool. Had like some weird futuristic race car game thing that I don't remember the name of now. Pod, maybe? Something with a P. Pod racing.
You're not confusing. That's Star Wars.
No, okay, it wasn't that. Some kind of futuristic racing game thing.
Cool.
I remember it being pretty cool. Well, shit, that might have been all of them. I was on a limited budget, so I didn't have to...
that's fair. Have you ever, like, gone back and replayed these games, like, 20 years later and realized... Like, in my mind, I had a vision of, like, what playing Commander Keen was like, and then I found it online, and I played it online, and it was very different than it was in my memory, like, in regards to quality, because we've come so far since then.
No, I mean, I went back and played them, but I was pretty cognizant of the fact they're gonna look like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, because I do have, like, old video game systems, like a Super Nintendo.
That's true.
And
I have that too, though.
all that shit, so I'm, like, used to retro games, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wasn't as shocked.
Yeah. I think the difference was, like, I have been playing my Super Nintendo, like, throughout all these years, so there was never a moment where I, like, powered it back on. I was like, oh, wow, this is so much less good than I thought it was. But then, like, I have, like, childhood memories of playing this game and, like, it being, like, just really awesome and cool, and the graphics were great, and then I played it on my computer, and I was like, oh, this is, like...
That's true, because you did have the disconnect of the
right,
time.
of, like, 20 years. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just knew. I was like, this is going to look like...
I guess I was just smarter than you, Kelsey.
I didn't set myself up for that.
I was just ready.
It was like, Chet, don't ruin your childhood memories, so be ready. It'll be shit.
Don't be naive. Cool.
But yeah, fidget spinners. If you know what's the deal with those, let us know.
Yeah.
'Cause we don't know.
Hit us up.
I bet Marlisa knows. She's with those kids.
Yeah, Marlisa's with the hip youngins. Marlisa, hit us up again.
What is it? Is it for autism or ADHD or ADD?
I thought it was for ADHD or ADD.
I knew it started with an A.
Yeah.
So, but then I read it's
helping you focus.
But it's really not for that.
Yeah.
It really doesn't help with that.
Yeah.
I think that's like the kids. Like someone said that and they're like, oh yeah, this is our in. Everyone can play with it now because we all got ADD.
Yeah, that's all of us.
Me too, kid.
Sorry.
Whoa. Sorry, I didn't mean to bore you. Someone's falling asleep over here.
No.
Oh, goodness. Man, when you were in school, did kids ever, like, sell that, like, ADD medication or Ritalin or whatever?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they probably did, but not to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I never bought it.
Also, when you started this sentence, you were like, when you were in school, I was picturing, like, 4th grade me.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, 9th grade me.
No, I was thinking, like, this would have been, for me, like, 6th, 7th grade,
That's
8th grade. They were selling their Ritalin to other kids, and one kid got busted, as the Ritalin kingpin or whatever, and I vaguely remember this because it was in middle school and I wasn't like involved because I wouldn't do that.
You were a straight shooter.
It's a straight shooter. I didn't need no pills to make it through the day, but some of these kids did.
Yeah.
So whatever, I'm better than you.
Yeah, I never knew anything about any of that because I just wasn't.
I mean, I didn't really understand. I was like, why would you take that? And then
Didn't you take Dare?
But then I think they had to have a talk with us and be like, don't take this.
Yeah.
If it's not prescribed to you.
Right.
Because it's bad. Apparently it's
That's
speed
dangerous.
for normal people.
Yeah.
So I was like, why the fuck do these kids need speed?
Right.
Like when you're in fucking 6th grade, you're already a little shit.
Yeah, Jesus, you don't need any more energy. You are good. You are set.
It's like when you,
I could use it now.
Yeah, now I'm like, I hang out in front of middle schools. I'm like, got any Ritalin? They still prescribe that, or they got a new drug?
I'll give you $5.
$5 a pill.
I was thinking a bottle.
A bottle? I don't know how much...
They're 6th graders. I like to think they don't know how much they can make off this shit, but they probably do.
I don't know how much drugs go for anymore. I need to get on the fucking Silk Road, or that bullshit's called.
What?
Oh, that's... I may have totally fudged that. There's some... the dark web. You can go buy illegal shit on the internet. Oh. Apparently it's called the Silk Road.
Huh.
I may be making this up. If I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about... If I don't know what the heck I'm talking about... let me know. But there's something called the Silk Road, and I think you can buy, like, illegal shit on there. Stuff on there.
Cool.
Like
You're
drugs.
doing a good job catching all those swears.
I'm catching them. I think if I catch them within, like, 5 seconds, it should be forgiven.
It's like when you drop food.
Yes, it's a 5-second rule. But, I don't know. I'm sure a listener can let us know how much drugs go for.
Yeah. Any of you drug takers out there? Zach, I saw that you followed us on Twitter. Hit us up.
We're not looking for anything. We're just curious.
We just want to know.
Like, isn't
market value?
It is kind of a curious thing to know. Like, how much? I'd like to know. Like, how much does cocaine cost? I don't want to do that, but it's like, how much does that How much does that habit cost somebody?
Right. Yeah.
Because it has to be maybe somewhat expensive,
yeah,
or maybe
I would
inexpensive.
Think so.
It's
I suppose it depends on quality.
It's like I see the price of like cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that is a pricey habit. Mm-hmm. I would not do that.
Right.
Just generally, I wouldn't do it. But
that's the legal stuff.
And that's like crazy because it gives you like no. Well, I don't know what that gives you. You do it and then it disappears because you smoke it.
Right.
But allegedly, it doesn't really give you a high.
But there's like a good feeling.
Yeah, but can you get that just from like a fucking caffeine? Caffeine's supposed to give you a good feeling too.
I don't think it's the same though.
What about a beer?
I feel like those might be comparable levels of... See, so recently I accidentally inhaled a cigar. So I can speak with a little authority on...
But a cigar is different.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm not totally clear on.
Well, so like there is tobacco present in both. However,
right.
Cigarettes also have nicotine.
And like
I don't think cigars do.
Various other chemicals.
Yes, a bunch of other nasty trash that you're just putting in your body.
I've smoked cigars before.
Yes. Also, obviously, but never a cigarette, and so I couldn't tell you what.
I've not smoked a cigarette either. Yeah. So.
Did you inhale the cigar when you smoked it, or did you just puff it?
I cannot.
You don't know.
Tell you definitively.
Well, but when I accidentally inhaled when I was taking a puff of the cigar, I immediately felt like a good feeling.
Oh.
And it was, yeah.
So are you gonna take up smoking cigars?
Oh yeah, I'm a heavy smoker now. But I feel like it's comparable in goodness to like a very mild alcohol buzz.
Okay. Well,
so I'm like, if that's also how you feel when you smoke a cigarette, I can see it. Like,
but
I understand.
I mean, but they do the nicotine gum or patch, but they still need to smoke.
Yeah, because that's like way less than what they would be getting out of smoking.
Why don't they up the nicotine then?
Yeah. Well, then that kind of defeats the purpose.
Well, it's just chew gum all the time. I mean, the problem with smoking stuff is it leaves a foul odor for those who do not smoke.
Right, and it's bad for your lungs.
And also bad for their lungs.
Yeah.
It also leaves a foul odor on your clothing, like if you ever like donated or something.
Yeah.
And people have to smell that shit.
Or work with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover that shit up or don't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I'm not hugely into it. It's so funny. It's so interesting to me, like, how some people are really awesome at covering it up, and some people are really horrible.
That is so true. Some people, like, you would almost never know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you smoke. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, like, I have been genuinely surprised to find out that some people smoke sometimes.
And then some people are just...
They're from 10 feet away. It's like, Jesus, God, help me get out of this room.
There's those people, and then there's the people that, like, try to cover it up. But now it's just a gross mixture of cheap perfume and cigarettes.
Yeah, that's the worst.
And like, oh, why do you even attempt to cover that up?
Those are the people that I have the least respect for. Because, like, the people who are not covering it up at all, I'm like, you're not even trying. You're just living your life. Yeah, cool, whatever.
Just freeballing it.
Yeah, good for you. I will stay away, but, like, I respect that. And then the people who are successfully covering it up, I'm like, that's awesome. Good job. But, you know, they're in the middle, pick a side.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
It's like two bad smells.
Yeah. I don't want any of that.
I don't want it. It's like, I don't even think they use perfume. I think they buy a Glade air freshener and just spray it on themselves.
Yuck.
This will take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Now I just want to smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
We should do that sometime.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I'm down.
I just got really excited. I was like, I started this off being very anti-smoking. And then
now all I want.
Now I'm like, man, a cigar.
Smoke a cigar.
Well, you never see, they have those like truth commercials, and it's never like, don't smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the occasional cigar is not detrimental.
It's really interesting how the cigar has snuck past.
Yeah.
Because it's more refined.
Well, and also I think that people, people aren't smoking 10 cigars a day. Like,
true, but they could.
You could. And I'm sure there are people out there who have a daily cigar, or maybe a few. But, like, usually for cigar smoking, it's like, I have this on special occasions.
I could see.
Whereas cigarette smokers are like, I go through 5 cigarettes a day.
I have this on every occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So
I could see me being a once a week cigar smoker.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe I don't want to put, I don't want to put a number on it.
Well, heck. I only do it, like on occasions, like, in the summer. Like, there's something about it being, like, you're outside and it's nice out and you're, like, having a drink and you, like, are sharing a cigar with friends. You don't smoke a cigar in the winter.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if I was, like, in a cabin.
Yeah.
In the woods. Maybe if I was, I'm out chopping wood for my cabin and it's snowing. I got, a lumberjack shirt on.
Yeah.
I think I can smoke a cigar. I don't know why I had to make up this whole scenario, but I think
but I could see it in that scenario, so... Fair.
Conditions. I remember one of the first times I smoked a cigar is with a guy who was all like, "Yeah, I've smoked cigars before," and then we started smoking cigar, and it's like, this guy's never
never in his life.
I was like, why do you lie? None of us have.
You didn't need to lie about it.
No, but he died, so.
Oh.
I'm not gonna be too harsh on him.
From smoking.
From a gunshot.
Oh.
So.
Yikes. Okay, we'll move on.
Gang violence.
From that.
Stay away from it.
Yuck. I don't know where to go from here.
Well, man, oof. Never mind. I think it into something.
Man, oof. Yikes.
I was gonna say, when I was a kid, there was this. I would watch professional wrestling a lot. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert. And there was this female manager who smoked. That was kind of her little gimmick. She smoked cigars.
Yeah.
I just thought it was, like, so attractive.
That's so badass.
But she was, like, very attractive.
Yeah, that helps.
And that, like, 90s way.
Right. Everybody was like, oh, smoking makes you look so attractive. And I'm like, no, when attractive people smoke, they look attractive.
Yeah.
If you have an unattractive person smoking, they're even more unattractive. It's like smoking just enhances you in whatever direction you're already leaning
Well,
toward.
I would say a cigar. I do find people less attractive when I find out they smoke.
Yeah.
Or they do smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my personal preference. Mm. But I do. It does take it down a notch for me. I'm like, oh.
I would tend to agree, like, in real life. Like,
yeah,
if I see an attractive person smoking in real life, it doesn't make them more attractive to me. Like, in a movie or something like that, where they can portray it and set it up to be really cool, and there's this really hot girl, and she's doing this really badass thing, and then she smokes a cigarette after, and it's like, that does look cool, I'm just gonna be honest.
Sometimes in my head, though, I'm like, that actor's just doing it for the part. They really don't smoke. But then in my head, I'm like, they really smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm disappointed.
And she has bad breath, I'm sure.
Yeah, you've blown it.
Literally.
You've blown this man being a fan of yours. Not really.
You would have had a chance with me.
You would have had a chance.
But you blew it.
You'll regret that. Oh, boy. But yeah, I see what you're saying. There is that element to it.
I've heard a lot of people saying that, much like how we made wearing a seatbelt cool, we're going to make not smoking cool. Do you agree?
I mean, I think smoking's already uncool, but it's not like a totally uncool thing.
Right, but do you think that it will be?
No, cause then once you get too hard on saying that's not cool, then you're just gonna be rebellious to do it. Yeah. So then it's gonna be cool.
But it worked with seatbelts. Everybody wears their seatbelt.
Yeah, because your head will explode if
People
you don't.
will die when they smoke.
Yeah, but it happens like several years later.
Yeah.
So this is immediate. Like, you get on the highway, you're driving, someone can swerve in front of you, explode your head at any time.
Explode your head.
And I don't know. Yeah, or whatever.
See, I kind of feel like smoking's gonna mostly go away.
Well, I think it is. I'm not disagreeing.
It's gonna make a comeback.
I think it will. No, I think like probably generally the rates of smoking will probably go down, but I don't think it will ever like completely go away. And I think to a certain segment it may be like a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like in some circles it's like really cool to smoke now, but if it's like your own tobacco and you roll it yourself.
Right.
And maybe that is cool. I don't know. I don't like smoking, except if it's a cigar apparently.
Yeah.
But who am I to say?
Who are
Probably.
you to say?
I mean, I feel like it seems like less people smoke now.
Yeah. And like it seems like a lot more of the people who do smoke wish that they didn't.
See, I'm of an age that I remember when you could go to a bar and people would smoke inside of them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I didn't want to go to bars.
Because they were smoking?
Yeah, because I was that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, they smoke in there. I don't want to go.
Yeah. Yep.
Now they don't smoke. I'm like, oh, cool. And I'm like,
I still don't go.
But I'm that guy that's like, they're smoking a little too close to the door.
I'm not going to go.
Some of that's coming in. You step away from the door. I believe the official law is you have to be 25 feet away, but no one enforces that.
Right. And also, like, if you're 25 feet away from one establishment, you're going to be within 25 feet of another.
You got to be in the middle of the street.
Yeah, you're going to have to, like, go to the edge of town.
I thought it was a passive-aggressive law that was basically, like, you can't smoke anywhere.
In town, yeah.
But no one enforces it. But
yeah, it's not working.
If I ran for sheriff, it'd be a good way to...
That shit would be enforced.
Like, 25 feet, motherfucker. That'd be a good way to collect money.
Yeah.
Tax revenue.
Hell yeah, leave those pot smokers alone. In their own homes, smoking their dope, and get those cigarette smokers on the street.
I'd rather have the pot smokers on the street.
Yeah.
That stuff doesn't smell as bad as the I didn't say it smelled good. I said not as bad.
I disagree, respectfully.
Well...
Maybe it doesn't, like, have quite as much of a lingering nastiness, but I feel like in the moment it smells as bad. If not worse. Really? Wow. It smells like skunky.
Yeah, it smells skunky, but it doesn't smell cigarette-y. Yeah. Cigarette-y sounds like an Italian villain in a movie. Cigarette-y. Or maybe that's how they say cigarettes in Italian. Probably it. That's how I would say it, though.
Don't they call them fags in Europe or something?
Yeah, they do. Hey, you can't say that. Yeah, they do call them the F-A-G word. Well, that's what they call cigarettes. Yeah. Here we don't call
That's
anything.
That's not what we call them.
Here we don't call anything that word. Unless, if you're of that community and like to use that word.
Yeah, in which case it's your word.
Cool.
You can.
And I will say though, I grew up in a generation where that was a word freely used. Yeah. Like on the playground. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily by me, but that's because I came from a, family that embraced other family members that may have been FAGs.
Well, that's nice.
I'm using that
with
humor.
That's not where I came from at all.
Well,
in my family, those people go to hell.
Oh, really? Even if it was a family member?
So we, quote, don't have any family members who identify as gay, quote. There are a few that I have suspicions about, but...
They don't want to say anything?
Right, nothing has ever come out, and in my opinion, probably for good reason, I probably wouldn't either if I were them in that climate, but there are a few possibilities.
Oh, well, yeah, that'd be a tough situation, like, to be in a family like that. Like, the family I come from, that wouldn't be an issue, because they're all varying shades of different sorts of characters. So there's, it's never an issue. Yeah. But I could see in some families how it would be.
Right. And I'm sure if these people even are gay, I don't even know if that's a fact. It's just something that seems possible. Hopefully they have friends and
they probably do.
Maybe members of their immediate family they can share that with, whereas members of my immediate family they cannot share that with because they're not my immediate family.
You're probably gay. You're probably a pretty good gaydar.
Thanks.
I know. I'm like, that guy's gay. Oh, he's not. Okay, sorry.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Perfect.
I just assumed you were because you just seem pretty gay. Sorry to put your finger on, but...
Or to put your finger in.
No. I want to be that guy that says, I have a gay friend.
Yeah.
Or gay friends, and you think maybe a little bit will rub off on you.
Yeah.
But then most of the time they're wrong too.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, no, you weren't any help.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else? What do we got on the docket today?
On the docket. I don't know if I want to get into that whole what's the dill thing that we were going to get into.
Wait, what's that one?
It sounds like a whole ordeal.
What's the code word?
That was the kiss.
Oh, no, I think that ties into the thing about letting someone take your picture.
Okay.
Here's a scenario that was discussed at a social event we were at. A person said, "Hey, at my workplace, I deal with the public a lot, and when you're dealing with when you're in a work environment and you're dealing with the public, a situation happens where you're dealing with thousands of different people on probably a daily or definitely a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're going to build a relationship with some of these people, but still a customer employee relationship.
Right. Professional.
But, yeah. But to the customer, it can become more of a deeper relationship because they're just seeing you when they come into that store. So that store and you are tied together. When they drive by that store, maybe they think of you. Right when they come into the store, they're probably like, oh, that person's going to be here.
Yeah.
Whereas you as the employee, you're dealing with thousands of people all the time, hundreds. And you're not, a customer comes, you recognize them. Oh, we said something funny last time. I remember that. You're cool. Yeah. You have that, and then you forget about them because you have another 100 people you got to deal with. So there's this unfair relationship, I think, kind of from the start.
Yeah.
And then, since you're in this employee-type space, you have to provide that customer service, and you want to be, you want to be accommodating. There you go.
There we go.
Of these people, but sometimes the relationship can take a turn, and it can even be a friendly thing. Perhaps, for instance, say an older gentleman you have a little bit of a repartee with, a little bit.
Repartee.
You've built a little bit of a relationship on that customer-employee basis. So, you talk, maybe one thing leads to another. Oh, one day they want to hug you. One day they want to give you a kiss on the cheek. Okay, I mean, if that's
okay.
That's up to the person to say if this is invading my space or not. And I know that's a touchy situation, especially depending where you work at. But I feel like it's always the individual person that can say, hey, this isn't comfortable for me, no matter what the circumstance. But then, one thing leads to another. Now it's a kiss on the lips, which seems very intimate. To me. I can count the people I kiss on the lips. On my hand, it's one. Maybe that's because I'm uptight and conservative.
Oh, you kiss currently. I thought you said have kissed. And I'm like, that's not true.
Currently. I don't know. If some person that's practically a stranger kissed me on the lips without really asking if this was okay,
right?
I would find that to be a violation for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that, or how you would tackle that circumstance.
Gee, I don't know either.
But I feel like a person would be well within their bounds to be like, I think there's certain, I feel like you're well within your bounds just to say, hey, sorry, that's not comfortable for me. Or, you can do certain things like not engaging into the hug.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're saying, don't kiss me, I feel like you gotta take it all off the table.
Fair
and
enough.
just not engage in any physical, maybe a handshake.
Right. Hello, sir.
But at the end of the day, they're the ones that are engaging in this. So you are, it's acceptable for you to do anything.
Yeah.
For you to say no.
That's
just
true.
no.
It's just no.
Just no, or I don't want to, hey, I'll give you a hug, but that's all
That's all I'm good
I'm
for.
comfortable with that. We're buddies. Hugs.
Yeah.
Not kisses on the lip.
Yeah.
Or cheek or forehead.
Sounds fair, but it's sometimes a little bit more difficult to deal with in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
In the situation.
I know. No, I'm saying that's a very anytime you're in a situation, I don't know. Anytime you're in a situation and a person is wanting to make any contact with you that you feel is not comfortable, I feel like you should always you should not feel uncomfortable to
say no.
But I understand that you just will because you're
Right.
being put in an uncomfortable spot.
Right.
But
because it's like this double whammy of like you're taught this like over-exceeding customer service and don't ever make somebody feel uncomfortable when you're like an employee working with, and even though it's not like a customer situation, it's like you're still representing that company in that moment.
Kissing someone on the lips is
Yeah.
more than customer service, though.
Seriously.
That's above and beyond.
There's this feeling of like, oh, I can't like represent myself right now. I can't, like, make this person feel weird or uncomfortable or guilty. I know they didn't mean anything by it. And then there's that, and then there's also, like, this issue with, like, being a woman and, like, feeling like you need to not upset a man or answer to the man. So it's, like, these two things working together, and it's not that it's an excuse, but it's just, it makes it a little complicated.
Right, no, it's definitely a complicated issue. Heck, I've been in situations where people have touched me in ways I don't want to be touched in a workplace environment. Mm-hmm. Like, so, sometimes people will touch you, and, you know, it's up to you to decide where that line is at for yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're having problems with it, you know, let it know. I guess, you know, in my circumstances, it's probably even weirder because it's been coworkers.
Right.
So oh my goodness, I'm gonna choke myself.
Don't do that.
But, you know, sometimes people will touch you or make comments, and you should probably say no to that.
Say no to that.
As
well as saying no to people taking pictures of you.
Yeah, you should always feel free to tell people not to take pictures of you.
And to not kiss you on the lips.
Not to kiss you on the lips.
Fuck customer service culture, man.
What about, like, remember, like, they just used to kiss you on the hand? Yes. A gentleman would do that, like, grab your hand. Uh-huh. That'd still be creepy in today's society, but in olden days they did that.
It was normal.
But it's like that famous picture of the sailor back from the war, and he's kissing that woman. Like in the parade, you know, the famous picture?
Sure.
Like World War II?
Yep.
Do you really not know the picture?
Nope.
That famous picture? Jesus Christ. It's like...
Don't fucking shame
This is like
me.
wall art. Like, that's in a fucking motel or a library or some bullshit. I gotta look up.
He's gonna look it up.
Well, everyone knows what I'm talking about, but I just
Except for me.
I just need to find the picture so you know what I'm talking about. Sailor, kisses woman, kissing nurse.
I hope you find porn.
Oh, jeez. That famous picture? You're like, nah, never seen it. It's on the fucking cover of Life magazine. Look at that shit. Look at him.
Oh, man.
Okay, you've never seen it. Whatever.
But she's probably a stranger.
Well, she was.
Off the street.
That's the story. He was just parading around, and he was drunk, and he just grabbed this nurse and jammed his tongue down there.
Yeah, and that's not cool.
Not cool, but this picture's been celebrated.
Yeah.
For years.
It's like, oh yeah, look at how awesome this is. War hero, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Fucking, she didn't consent to that. Mm-hmm. So, and people, like, think it's cute. They reenact it. Right.
You're seeing a sexual assault happen.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's being glorified.
So, I don't know what my broader point was here.
Is that we have a culture that is accepting and even encouraging of violations at times.
I don't want to say encouraging, but in some ways, yes, probably. I guess you could say that. I like to think most of the time we're trying to get away from encouraging that. We're trying to grow.
Be better people.
Be better people. Be more mature in that circumstance. But if you have an overly aggressive person that you don't really know, or if you know them, whatever. I don't know. I just feel like that person. You should always feel comfortable to say no to someone invading your personal areas. So, you know, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how, you know, it's an awkward thing when you're in a business type setting. Mm-hmm. But that's how a lot of sexual assault and harassment happens. You're in in a professional setting and you have someone above you.
Being unprofessional.
Or, being unprofessional. Like, dude, you're being unprofessional. Now you're fired.
Yep.
You're called the office slut. So, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
We don't work in an office, so.
I have an office.
Oh, well, it's a shared space, workspace.
It's hardly an office.
You have a desk.
It's covered in notes and broken things.
You have a desk that, I don't know why I'm trying to demean your office space. I'm like, you have a shared
That is not
space.
an office.
You have a desk that anyone can sit at.
Kelsey, get over your damn self.
You did not have a desk.
Supervisors sit at that desk every damn night and use that computer that you call yours. Get over yourself.
Oh my god. If you don't have a door
with your name on it.
You ain't got shit. You don't even have a cubicle.
Doesn't count.
But Yeah, anyways, I would say, hey, we all know this. If someone's touching you and you don't want it, tell them to back off. Yeah. Even if it's a sweet old man who just doesn't realize he's overstepping his bounds. Or maybe he does. He could be a secret creep. I don't know.
That would make me feel better. I mean, that would make this person at this party feel better.
If he was a secret creep? Other than just being a sweet old man?
Yeah, because then if you're telling him off, it's like, damn right I'm telling you off. Not like, oh, you thought that I was okay with this. You really genuinely, like, believed that it was mutual, and now I have to tell you that it's not. And that's gonna embarrass you and make you feel bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And but you know what? When I think of old people, for some reason, I still think of, like, people, like, from, like, the fucking, like, 1930s. Like, they didn't know it was okay. But now, like, it's like, an older person, that's, like, they're fucking from, like, the 60s or something. Yeah. I'm like, they knew this shit.
They know better.
They know better. But, yeah, for some reason, whenever I think of old people, I'm like, oh, fuck, there weren't even cars. We barely had the wheel.
From 1870.
I was like, women could even vote when that guy was a young man. He's not used to where we're at.
He's not used to them having rights.
And then I remember I was like, oh no, this is like some guy who probably fucking listens to the Beatles or some bullshit.
He probably fucking listens to Two in the Bush podcast.
He's like...
that bitch.
That bitch. I thought she was even my side piece.
Yuck.
Ugh. Well, anyways.
I think that's all I got.
Okay.
Is this the end?
Oh, it can be.
I think maybe it should be.
It's getting late.
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow.
Let us know what you thought, Marlisa.
Yeah.
And anyone else?
Leave us another comment. Anyone remember chime in about those childhood games?
You say Chinaman? That's not correct. That's not... Oh my god.
Chime.
Oh, sorry.
Chime in.
Sorry. My...
Pipe up.
I'm bad hearing.
Chime in. Okay.
This has been Two in the Bush.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Next week we'll see you. Or maybe.